Andi Purewal for Boxing So Short in association with Betfred, and I'm delighted to be joined by up-and-coming prospect Evan Sanchez over Zoom. Evan, first and foremost, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. Obviously, it's good to hear you're doing well yourself. As I've asked everybody who I've interviewed so far, we are in the middle of a pandemic. How have you found life in lockdown where you are?
What happened?
How are you finding life in lockdown where you are?
Boring. There's really nothing to do right now. It's staying indoors, trying to stay healthy because I got a fight coming up. So I try to stay away from a lot of people. And I just been playing games lately.
How have you found training? How have you been trying to push yourself to a certain limit without overdoing your work rate?
No, I haven't been working myself out really. I've been literally, and this pandemic started, I've been just working on my craft lately, working looking at my old videos to see what I've been doing, my mistakes, and trying to fix that.
Obviously, as I mentioned to you briefly off camera, Evan, because it's your first time on the channel, I want to kind of reflect over a bit more of your amateur days and your route into boxing. So how did you get involved in the sport? What was your first and your earliest memory of boxing?
The reason I got into the sport was because my dad wanted me. I was a shy kid. I would not talk to anybody, and my dad put me in the sport to learn how to stop defense if anybody tried to fight me or bully me or anything. So he put me in the sport to learn how to fight. And then we got into I remember going the first week, and I couldn't even do jumping jacks the first week. I was messing up. I couldn't do both of them at the same time. So a whole week I was just doing jumping jacks. And once we got into boxing, I started learning out the basics, the jab, 1-2, the right hand, the basics. And then we got into sparring. I sparred somebody that was like 3 years older than me who was experienced already. And I did pretty well. I did pretty well. After that, I wanted to get a fight. And at my first amateur fight. And we went to a show, and I actually fought with somebody who had like 7 fights, and I stopped him on the second round. After that, I fell in love with the sport. I couldn't, nobody could have taken me away from the sport. I wanted to go train every minute. And that was when I was 8. Imagine now.
Before boxing, where do you think you kind of saw your life going? What do you think you would be doing if it wasn't for boxing?
I don't think of that. I really don't know where I'll be if boxing was in my life right now.
Obviously, with your amateur career, talk to me about that. Where did your amateur career take you? What did you do with your amateur career?
I had 130 fights. I had 4 national tournaments. One of the tournaments was to make the junior USA team, and I traveled to Ukraine, and I won bronze out there.
What was that like, traveling to a place like Ukraine? I'm sure you traveled to many other places. What's it like being a young man, being able to travel with your friends around the world and around the US to experience different cities and different cultures?
It was scary. It was real scary being young and going out to places that I didn't know where it was at, the language, the food. I didn't know nothing there. So it was kind of awkward in the beginning, but it was fun after getting used to it.
How important do you feel a strong amateur background and having a strong amateur pedigree is for your development into the pro game?
Yes, amateur is really a big deal because it teaches you how to what you got to fix before you enter pro. I feel like if you just go straight to pro, you're not gonna have the experience like everybody else does in amateur.
How did you find that initial transition from amateur to professional?
I transitioned perfectly. I think I love pro better because I could wait in the day before and eat whatever I want after.
What did you feel you learned the most from when you transitioned from a amateur to professional?
You had to train a little bit more harder. I know that since my second fight, if you don't go prepared to the fight, you're gonna get beat up.
How did you find being in your first fight as a professional? How did you find that experience in comparison to the amateur days?
The experience was well. Like I said, I transitioned perfectly. The only thing different I probably was the punches. They hurt a little bit more.
You fought a few times in Tijuana, down in Mexico. You fought a few times in the US. Talk about the experiences of having to travel to Mexico to get a fight.
Yeah, we traveled to Mexico because we weren't signed with Golden Boy yet. So it was just me and my dad looking for fights, and the best way to get fights, I think, was in Mexico. So it kind of sucked that we had to travel all the way out there to fight.
How difficult a period in your career did you find that not having, not just necessarily a promoter behind you, but not having an opportunity to showcase your skills on a bigger platform?
I mean, that was the hard part. I mean, trying to find somebody, trying to get noticed by somebody was a really really hard part of the beginning of the sport of becoming pro. I really want to be noticed right away.
When you consider your achievements as an amateur and what you've done there, was it a surprise to you that you didn't get an opportunity earlier on to go with a big time promoter?
Yeah, it kind of sucked. It felt really I felt a little discouraged in the moment, but I mean, I can't do what God's plan, you know.
Now, obviously, I know as well that there was a moment in your career where you was questioning whether to continue with boxing and whether to give up your gloves or not, to hang them up. Talk to me about that. Just explain to me what prompted that kind of thought process.
Before I went pro, me and my dad did a 2-year plan. If we didn't get signed or noticed in 2 years, we were gonna retire the gloves and I was gonna go back to school. So we kept on fighting. We kept on trying to get noticed, and we didn't get noticed until the end of the year of year two. We were about to quit, and we just got noticed on the last year of October.
Talk to me about how you got noticed then. Was it from a fight? Was it in training? Talk to me about that.
We got we got noticed by Joel De La Hoya, Oscar De La Hoya's brother, in a sparring. We went down to LA to spar, but we didn't go for Joel. We just went to go spar, and luckily there was nobody for me to spar, and a kid that he went to go see, his one of his fighters didn't have nobody to spar, so we sparred each other, and I looked pretty good on the sparring. And after the sparring, he came up to my dad and he told him, "Hey, let's exchange information and let's see if you could do better with somebody else, somebody bigger." So Joel got me a different sparring with somebody else who was like 180, 190. I don't know. He got me like a heavyweight fighter. He got me a big guy, and I looked pretty well with him. I did amazing. He said he liked a lot of things that I did, and he knew I had potential. So after that, he told me that he would try to get me into a Golden Boy fight and to see how we do under the lights, and if Golden Boy likes me. So we did that, and luckily we stopped the guy in the first round. I only threw like 5 punches, and I knocked him out right away in the first round. And after that, we signed with Golden Boy.
Did you feel the pressure, to make the most of that opportunity to ensure that you was able to make the most of being able to get a contract to sign with Golden Boy?
Yeah, I felt a lot of pressure. That the night before, I felt a lot of pressure. I was really praying to myself. I was talking to myself, trying to get my head stable for the next day. But right when I put the gloves on, I already knew where I was at. I already knew what I did. I knew I trained my hardest for this day. So I really, after I put my gloves on, it was all the nerves went away, and I knew what I had to go do.
Last time out, you defeated Daniel Evangelista Jr. Reflect on that fight for me. What would you make of your victory?
I give it like an 8 out of 10. I looked at the fight recently, and I did a couple of mistakes that I could have done. I could have fixed. But this next fight coming up, we perfected everything, and we should be perfect.
Talk about what you've got lined up then. What is the plan for yourself?
Right now, my next fight's coming up on July 4th in India, and after that, we don't have what's planned after this right now.
Obviously, we're seeing your shows return now behind closed doors. How do you think you're going to feel boxing without fans there?
It's gonna feel a little awkward. The fans bring everything I'm doing, the energy to the arena. Once you walked out of the ring, if I don't know how people are gonna feel when nobody's yelling, nobody's saying anything, and it's gonna feel really really different and awkward. But I mean, it's good. We gotta do what we gotta do, and we gotta get the dub.
Moving on from that, what are your thoughts with regards to your own future then? How do you kind of see the coming years playing out for yourself?
Um, what happened?
How can you see the next couple of years playing out for yourself?
Planning. I think we're gonna do 4 fights this year coming up, and then hopefully in the beginning, like in March, around March, hopefully go for a junior belt, and then we'll see off of that.
What's the ultimate ambition? I know whenever I ask, somebody who's just starting out, they can turn around and be like, look, I want to become a world champion. Is it as easy as that for you? Is it just you got your eyes set as world champions, or what's kind of your own plan?
I got two plans. Of course, I want to be a champion like everybody, but I want to fight the best of the best. I don't want to go make a name that I don't fight this guy, I didn't fight this guy. I want to fight the best of the best. And the second, I want my name to be known as a legend in the sport. I want my name to be in cement saying, oh, Evan Sanchez fought the best of the best. He was the champion in this way, in this way. So I want to make a name for myself in the sport.
Obviously, nobody knows who will be at the top of a division by the time you hopefully reach the summit yourself. But what do you make of the current leading contenders at 147, the likes of Errol Spence Jr., Terence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, many others as well? What are your thoughts on the 147 division at world level?
It's a stack weight class right now. We got Errol Spence, like you said, Crawford, we got Pacquiao, we got Virgil Ortiz. We got a lot of big names out there right now. And right now I'm not worried about them because I'm barely coming up, but hopefully I can fight them soon.
Some fights I just wanted to put past you with regards to the welterweight division. A potential clash between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. Evan, if we saw that fight, how do you think it would play out?
Errol Spence will win.
How do you think that the fight would go over? How do you think from a tactical standpoint?
Errol Spence to me is more sharper than Crawford. I don't a lot of respect to Crawford. Crawford's a good fighter, but Errol Spence is just real sharp. How is he coming after this accident? I don't really know, but he's a really sharp fighter. So if he's still the same fighter like before the accident, I think Spence is gonna win it.
Also, you've got Manny Pacquiao, as I mentioned. He seems to be getting better with age, but when you watch Manny, how much longer do you feel he has at the top of that division, or is it hard to put your thumb on it?
I don't know how much longer. He's getting old. I don't know. Like you said, he's getting better over age, but I don't know how much longer he's gonna stay in the sport. I'm saying 2 more years and he's done. He's retired for good, but we don't know. It's up to him.
Before lockdown, there was talk about a potential clash between Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia. If we saw that fight in the near future, how do you think that one plays out?
It'll be a good fight. Mikey's a really intelligent fighter in the ring. He knows how to adjust in the ring too. So it'll be a really good fight. And Pacquiao's really fast. We all know he's fast. He's a fast fighter. But the age-wise is I don't know about that one if it'll catch up to him with Mikey, because Mikey could last all 12 rounds and break you down little by little.
Evan, we will leave that there then, so I can leave you to enjoy the rest of your day. It's night time over here. I know it's going to be midday by where you are. So before I let you go, though, what would you like to say to everyone who tunes in to watch our interview?
Follow me on Instagram, Real Evan Sanchez, and follow me on Twitter, Evan Sanchez _98. And hopefully you guys could catch the fight on DAZN on July 4th. We'll see you guys there.
Evan, it's been a pleasure to catch up with you. Stay safe, and I'll hopefully see you in person soon to be able to do an interview. Thank you for speaking to Boxing Social.
Thank you for having me, man.